Are you trying to hack into the Wi-Fi? Is that what you're doing? We don't need your kind of advanced technology around here stealing our information. That's the first thing I hear. Not hello, not nice day, not how's it going, just that screamed from across a patch of grass by a woman who looked like she'd walked straight out of a can. I speak to the manager meme. I was just trying to have a peaceful Saturday minding my own business at the RV park. I'd been looking forward to this weekend for weeks. See, I work in cybersecurity consulting, which is just a fancy way of saying I spend most days in front of screens juggling problems for high-strung clients. My RV is my sanctuary, my escape from all that noise. I'd just finished upgrading the thing, new tech everywhere, but the real gem was this smart lock on the main door, state-of-the-art fingerprint access key code, even Bluetooth from my phone. I'd just finished syncing it running the last diagnostics when that banshee wail cut through my peaceful afternoon. She was all sharp angles, sporting a pastel pink tracksuit and a visor that probably hadn't been fashionable since the early 2000s. Hands on hips staring me down like she was about to charge. I blinked half confused, half amused, hacking Wi-Fi with a door lock. Seriously, but I took the high road. "I'm sorry, ma'am," I said, trying to smile. "I think there's a misunderstanding. This is just a new lock for my door." I gestured to the panel, which was quietly glowing blue. She wasn't buying it. "A lock? Don't you lie to me. I know what you people are up to. You show up in our communities with your flashy gadgets and you think you can just do whatever you want. That thing's a computer, isn't it? Scanning for signals. You're probably a scammer. You people..." Yeah, she actually said it. Those two words, the conversational equivalent of lighting a stick of dynamite. I felt my smile fade. Suddenly it wasn't about a door lock anymore. It was about me, my skin color, my audacity to own something nice. I felt my shoulders tense up, the peaceful Saturday I'd imagined slipping away. No matter how hard you work, no matter what you accomplish, there's always someone ready to remind you in their own ugly way that you're just one of you people. But I wasn't about to give her the satisfaction of getting a rise out of me. That's what people like her want. You explode, they get to play the victim. So I kept my voice steady. "Ma'am, this is a keyless entry system for my recreational vehicle. It's for my security." She scoffed, rolling her eyes so hard I'm surprised she didn't pull something. "Security, security from what? Decent, hard-working people like us. You're probably running some illegal business out of that thing. I've seen it on the news." It was almost impressive how creative her nonsense was. Like she had a bingo card of stereotypes and was determined to hit them all. I let out a little laugh, couldn't help it. "Ma'am, I'm a cybersecurity consultant. The only thing I'm doing is trying to enjoy a weekend away from the office." I wasn't exactly dressed like a kingpin, but none of that seemed to matter. And just when I thought the circus couldn't get any bigger, the screen door on the next RV slammed open. Out waddled a kid, maybe 16 or 17. Same pale hair as her, just 100 pounds heavier, and all teenage indignation. "What's going on, Mom? Is this guy bothering you?" he asked, voice cracking with authority he'd never earned. Now it was full-on theater. She turned to him, eyes wide, putting on a damsel in distress act worthy of an Oscar. "Oh, honey, thank goodness you're here. This man is installing some kind of illegal hacking device. He's threatening our whole way of life." She pointed at me with a trembling finger. I just folded my arms and watched the show. The kid stomped over, puffed up like an angry marshmallow. "You can't do that here. This is a family place. We have rules." I raised an eyebrow. "Oh, really? Which rule exactly am I breaking? The one about having a secure door?" My patience was running out, and a little sarcasm slipped through. He doubled down. "Don't get smart with me, dude. People like you always think you're better than everyone else showing off your tech stuff." Somehow, in their heads, I was both a criminal and a show-off. The logic was impressive in its acrobatics. I tried to reason with the kid. "Look, man, my name is..." He cut me off. "I don't care what your name is. My mom says you're up to no good, and I believe my mom. You need to take that thing off your door right now or we're going to have a problem." What was he going to do, challenge me to a hot dog eating contest? But the entitlement was real. Learned, not invented. I shook my head. I'm not taking anything off my door. This is my property. We're done here. I turned to go inside, thinking they'd eventually get bored and move on. But oh, I was wrong. My act of turning away was the one thing they couldn't tolerate, like waving a red flag at a very angry bull. I had my hand on the RV door handle when I heard it. His voice triumphant. That's it. I'm calling the cops. You're going to be sorry. And he actually did it. Thumbs fumbling to dial 911. My heart dropped. The nuclear option, the point of no return. His mother stood beside him, grinning, watching her kid take the wheel. I listened as he spun a wild story for the dispatcher voice, trembling with performative fear. He's a large, intimidating man. He's installed some kind of strange device, maybe a bomb. That word changed everything. Suddenly, this wasn't just ignorance, it was a calculated attempt to bring real danger down on my head. I pulled out my own phone, fingers shaking, and started recording. It was all I could do. Document, don't escalate. He's threatening us. He said he knows people. He'll make us sorry, the kid wailed, his mom putting on an extra layer of panic for the phone. What if he has a weapon, Timmy? She howled. Timmy, of course. I stood there, phone up, mind racing. Should I yell my side to the dispatcher? No. That'd just make me look more aggressive. All I could do was pray that the responding officers would see through the act. But deep down I knew how it'd go. I've been a black man in America my whole life. They wouldn't see a cybersecurity consultant. They'd see a large, intimidating black man and a scared white woman and her son. The story had already been written for me. Sirens. The sound of hope for some, dread for others. Neighbors started peeking out windows, drawn by the drama. The first squad car screeched up, lights flashing, boxing in my RV. Out stepped a tall, stern-faced officer, hand on his sidearm. He went straight to the woman and her son. Ma'am, what seems to be the problem? He didn't even glance at me. She sobbed and pointed at my door. He's been threatening us. He installed this thing. He's spying on us. The officer turned to me finally. And what's this about a bomb? My blood went cold. We don't know. Timmy piped up. It just looked suspicious and he got mad. The officer's eyes flicked to my phone. Sir, put the phone down. I complied but didn't turn it off. Officer, there's been a misunderstanding. He cut me off. I don't need your name right now. Stay where you are and don't move. The mother and son continued spinning their tale, adding new lies as they went. He said this was his territory, the mother claimed. I just stood there stunned. The officer seemed to buy every word. A second squad car arrived and out came a different kind of cop, a bulldog, shorter, thicker eyes full of contempt. What's with the get-up? He sneered. Big job interview at the unemployment office. I kept my voice cold. I'm a cybersecurity consultant. I came here straight from a client call. He mocked me for living in an RV. It's a Class A motorhome, I said, refusing to shrink. They noticed my phone. We're going to need to see that phone, son. It's evidence. You're not taking my phone without a warrant, I said. That was the wrong move. He took it as a personal challenge. A warrant? Huh? You're interfering with an investigation. His tone grew uglier. The only person who needs to be worried about their safety is you if you don't start cooperating. I stood my ground. No. That one word. The bulldog grabbed my wrist, twisted it behind my back, snapped on cuffs so tight I could barely breathe. Stop resisting, he grunted, even though I hadn't moved an inch. My phone clattered to the asphalt. My dignity, my rights all stripped away right in front of my home with the neighbors watching. They marched me to the cruiser, shoved me inside like a sack of garbage. As we drove off, I caught Timmy's eye. He looked more scared than proud. Maybe for a second he realized the gravity of what he'd done, but the moment passed. My peaceful Saturday was over. At the station, it was all cold metal fluorescent lights and the smell of despair. They booked me, searched my pockets, took my mugshot fingerprints. The officers whispered about belligerent, uncooperative behavior. They were writing their own story, justifying their actions before I even saw a lawyer. The cell they tossed me in was a grim, filthy box. I sat there, head in my hands, wondering what the hell I was supposed to do now. I got one call. I dialed my best friend Mark White Guy, solid as a rock, the kind who keeps his cool. "Mark, I'm in jail," I whispered. He listened to the whole story, every absurd, infuriating detail, and said, "Stay put, don't talk to anyone, I'll get a lawyer." And he did. When I was released on bail, thanks to Mark and a lawyer named Miss Davies, I found an eviction notice taped to my RV door. The park management didn't even wait for a conviction. Just an accusation and an arrest was enough. I stood there shaking with rage and humiliation. My sanctuary was now a crime scene, and the same smart lock I'd been so proud of was suddenly a symbol of everything that had gone wrong. Mark found me pacing inside the RV and told me, "We document everything. Pictures, notices, lawyer wants a paper trail." Then he made me a sandwich. That small act in the middle of a nightmare reminded me I wasn't alone. The next morning, Ms. Davies laid out our plan: fight the charges, sue for wrongful arrest, challenge the eviction, our secret weapon. The smart lock's built-in camera, high-def, wide-angle, motion-activated, everything uploaded to the cloud. Every minute of the whole debacle, from the first scream to the cuffs, was on video. Watching the clips with Mark, I felt relief and anger swirl together. It was all there. Her shrieking accusations, Timmy's 911 call, the police's heavy-handed response, the handcuffing. The video proved my innocence and showed their lies for what they were. Ms. Davies sent it straight to the district attorney, bypassing the police entirely. But the Karen and Timmy weren't done. They started a whisper campaign in the park. Crude flyers talk of a community watch, stoking fear and paranoia. I became the boogeyman, the guy with suspicious technology at Site 42. But then a twist. Frank, the old veteran from a few spots down, showed up at my door. "What they did to you, son, it was a disgrace. I saw it all. I'll testify if you need me." His words were a crack in the Karen's armor, proof that not everyone bought her story. When the park manager met with us, Ms. Davies laid out our evidence, the video, Frank's testimony, and they caved. The eviction was dropped, and I got a written apology. One Goliath down. Next up, the criminal charges. The DA saw the video and was disgusted. The charges were dismissed with prejudice, and the Karen and Timmy were suddenly facing their own investigation, filing a false police report, potentially a felony for the bomb threat. The cops faced internal affairs for excessive force. The tables had turned. I watched as detectives showed up at the Karen's RV handing over subpoenas. The neighborhood saw it too. The Karen and her son became outcasts. Their whisper campaign fizzled. Frank and I would sit outside most evenings, quietly enjoying the peace, and the park's mood finally thawed. The city settled my lawsuit, enough money to cover legal fees and then some. The cops got desk duty and mandatory retraining. The Karen and Timmy, their lawyer pushed them to plead to filing a false report, probation, fines, community service. I ran into them one last time at the courthouse. They were shadows of their former selves, tired, diminished. Timmy looked at me, a flicker of regret in his eyes, then looked away. I didn't need to gloat or say anything. The video, the truth, had spoken for me. When I finally left Peaceful Pines, Frank shook my hand. "World needs more good men like you, son." The RV, once just my sanctuary, was now a fortress, a witness. I looked back one last time at the park, the place where I'd lost and regained my dignity. The scars of that experience won't disappear, but neither will the lessons. The allies you find in unexpected places, a friend who'll drop everything to make you a sandwich, an old veteran who stands up for what's right, the power of evidence and the stubborn resilience of truth. That smart lock, once just a gadget, became a symbol. My right to be secure, my right to exist, my right to embrace what makes me different. So tell me, have you ever seen the system weaponized like that? Where do you draw the line between caution and prejudice? Have you ever had to fight to be seen as more than a stereotype? Share your thoughts below. Let's talk about justice and what it really means.